Diane, you know what's happening right now all over America. Candidates out there shaking hands, kissing babies, or kissing hands and shaking babies. I'm not sure how it works. I've never been a candidate.
Yeah, today, though, we know Joe Sestak is going to be out greeting commuters in Jenkintown. Steve Keeley, though, in Ambler this morning. Good morning.
Well, if you were watching about this time yesterday, plus an hour, you didn't see Joe Sestak on Fox News Sunday. I want to ask you, they said you declined it. Made it sound like you didn't want to be on with Pat Toomey or with Fox News, but that wasn't the case.
Not at all. I mean, I've been on with Sean Hannity about 6 or 7 times. No, I would have gladly, but I had already had commitments to Bright Hope, a church, Triumph. We went to about 6 churches yesterday, and I also kicked off the Juvenile Diabetes. Those were commitments that I already had. But look, I'll be glad to talk anytime because, you know, Congressman Toomey.
Let's talk. Let's talk about a little bit that they talked about yesterday. I noticed during the debate, and a lot of people thought smart, I've heard every analyst under the sun say Sestak's linking Toomey with O'Donnell. O'Donnell's troubles and trials in Delaware are now seeping or spreading across the state line, and it's helping you, and that's why you're coming up in the polls. Chris Wallace asked me about that. Let's hear what Mr. Toomey had to say about that. We have that sound back there first. Let's hear what he had to say.
Joe Sestak is so worried about his own record. He's trying to run against somebody that I've never met, that I don't agree with. You know, who's really extreme here? The fact is, Joe Sestak is to the left of Nancy Pelosi. That's no exaggeration. He's voted for every single item on this big government agenda that we've been living through for these last 2 years, and his only criticism has been that it doesn't go far enough. Joe Sestak's the guy who's outside of the mainstream of Pennsylvania.
All right, so is he like Christine O'Donnell? He says he doesn't know her. He's nothing like her.
Look, here's the issue. That an O'Donnell, Toomey, Palin. I mean, where Congressman Toomey says Palin was a spectacular governor. It's not just that. It's the extreme policies of Congressman Toomey. Imagine taking Social Security and investing it in Wall Street. Congressman Toomey's probably most strange idea and extreme is eliminating all corporation taxes. And when he said buying American is an unfortunate tendency, look, I'm here today at a train station because I think it is about we the people, not we the corporations in Wall Street. That's the extremism that I think doesn't represent mainstream Pennsylvanians.
He explained that he didn't mean to do away with all corporate taxes. What he was saying is the more we tax corporations, the more they pass that on to the middle class, so it's a tax on the regular people as well.
Well, then why on page 204, I think it is, of the book that he, had, does he say we should eliminate all corporation taxes, and why he also said it on television? Look, here's my major concern. He has voted that if you close a factory here in America, fire your workers, and then the corporation invests in China in a factory, as long as its profits are kept there and reinvested, then they aren't taxed. And so that's my concern is, Congressman Toomey, why are you always on the side of the corporations? You know, he also, Steve, headed Club for Growth. This is probably one of the more dangerous organizations you can have because he tried to purify, in his words, so to speak, you might say, the Republican Party is a mainstream Republicans. If you can't work with Republicans, how are you going to work with the rest of us?
All right, now look, I saw a comedian once and he said, if a UFO was flying around the world and he looked down on Earth and he saw a man walking his dog and the dog went number 2 and the man picked it up, who is the Martian and the UFO going to think is the form of intelligent life here on Earth, the man or the dog? The reason I bring that joke up is because that commercial, a lot of people think is odd, weird. A lot of people think it's very smart, and a lot of people think it's giving you your surge, pick up after your dog Bell, and you're saying, I got to pick up after George Bush and Pat Toomey. What kind of reaction do you get doing that commercial? And did you really want to do that? Did you think it was in bad taste at all?
Look, every American, but particularly Pennsylvanians, and I really mean this, are common sensible. They actually know that they have challenges every day. We all have families. And I just wanted to let everyone know in a very simple way, yep, there was a mess that was made. Congressman Toomey actually voted that a government wouldn't have to live within its means. He removed the requirement that government had to balance its budget with his vote. Then he shaped the legislation, having come from Wall Street, that they dismantled the safeguards that used to protect our savings up there. It was a mess. It reminded me of my first job, Steve, in the United States Navy. On a warship during the Vietnam War era, I had to be damage control officer, and that was the point, just to say, yep, I had to take some tough votes. But now where do we go? Small businesses, if we give them a 15% tax credit, we can create for every new payroll job, we can create 5 million jobs in just 2 years. Let's rely upon the middle class, those that want to move up into it, small businesses, and drive forward. And that's all this is about. Us, the people, versus Congressman Toomey and corporations.
All right, did you have to be talked into that, or did you think, great idea?
No.
Right away you thought, great idea?
As soon as I mentioned to Bell, that young dog of mine said, yep, I'm happy to do it.
All right, I don't know if he has a cat, but maybe the next commercial he cleans his litter box, Mike and Kerry. I don't know. We'll have to wait and hear.
Wow. Thank you, Steve. And Congressman Sestak.
All
808.
right. Yep, that close loss.